Hello, today's date is February 20th, 2019. For today's video source inspection, we are filming a remanufactured 870S model spin rinser dryer that has our light tower option as well as our slick device controllers. Due to confidentiality reasons, I will not share my customer's name with you. I will share their PO and general location. Their PO number is 865-05-683, and they're located in the Bay Area. The recipe we're going to run today is a 60-second rinse at 500 RPMs, a 10-second purge at 1800 RPMs, then a 90-second dry 1 at 1800 RPMs before we slow it down for a 500 RPM, 300-second dry 2. We have our device. I'm going to show you a couple of features on the slick device. So first, let me just get to our home screen here, and we'll start from the beginning. The main advantages of having our slick device S1 controller, or if you have an F model, we do have an F model version called the F1 for your rinser dryers. The number one most common reason customers want this, and we've had customers outfit their fabs with our slick devices, is because of our nitrogen saving capabilities. Depending on your nitrogen cost, this controller pays for itself over time in cost savings alone by cutting off the air while you're in idle mode. We also have a purge saver valve that will get you 100% cost savings in idle mode in addition to the slick device that we sell. The second most common reason, now I'll go ahead and get my hands on the controller here, is anti-static inter-element monitoring. So let's see here, I'll go to manual mode, agree. So we're now in manual mode. I'm going to show you the heater's anti-static. And it takes you to this graph. There's a pulse that helps us measure if your anti-static is good or failing. So I'll click anti-static and you'll see the pulse. This allows our customers to know if they're at risk for high particle counts. You're going to know if your anti-static is going bad or if it is bad thanks to our monitoring capabilities, as well as some of the slick devices troubleshooting capabilities that it does. It is a smart controller. In addition to the anti-static, we have our N2 heater and our heater blanket as well, and you can monitor those at the same time. Third, really, it's the slick device controller's troubleshooting capabilities and the way that we can individually test parts. I mean, you can go in all manual mode, and as long as you turn on the air, I can turn on the heaters right now. I can turn on my anti-static. I could inflate the door seal. Can't open the bottom door now. So what's nice is you can test all your components without even running a recipe. So you are at no risk. You don't have to take the poly cabinets off. The controller is going to tell you what's happening. You're going to get an error code if any of your components fail. And if you have a SciTech rinser dryer, you may not be able to see under the poly, but we have all parts outside of like a heater blanket where it heats up. We have stickers on our parts under this cabinet that have our part numbers, our website, and our phone number, so we can get you back up and running if years down the road you need to replace one. So I think that's a good baseline to kind of give you a general summary of the main reasons that it's advantageous to have a slick device on your tool. In addition to being newer technology, the PSC 101s are 30 years old, and this is brand new. So I'm going to show that this tool is fully functional by running a full process recipe. I'm going to try to start both heads at the same time. Let's begin. Okay, so the yellow light was ready mode. We're now spinning, so the lights have turned green. And if you were to look closer at the screen, you could see everything that is actuated this time. As you can see, our rinse valve and our low pressure purge are on as they have lit up. So I'll discuss our refurbishment process at SciTech that every single spin rinser dryer goes through. We're just past halfway through our rinse. When we ramp up in speed, that's when we'll go from our purge to our dry one. Every SRD that's brought into SciTech goes through the same extensive process. First, we'll take a tool and break it down to the component level. From there, we individually test parts for function, as well as clean and electropolish all metal parts. Once the parts are prepped, that is when we start rebuilding from the bottom up into the bare head assembly. We're ramping up, we're halfway through our purge, and we're going to go immediately into our dry one now. Our N2 heater is on. We have our lights for our N2 and our bowl heaters. Once parts are prepped and we start building up, we're going to build up to head assemblies, not going into poly yet. In this case, the customer saying they bought a full double stack, excuse me. We build up until we get to a complete head assembly. From there, it goes into our dry quality control and our dry QC check. This is where we test the tool for function without any facilities installed. So our tool's running nice and smooth. We have heat. Our customer's gonna be very happy. Once the tool passes our dry QC check, it goes into our wet test. In wet tests, we test the tool for full function with facilities installed. And once the head assemblies pass our wet test, that's when we put the tools in poly. If the tool came in a poly, sometimes we provide bare head assemblies. We'll provide a 400 series tool where it's on a roll cart. But this customer bought a double stack. So this is the final configuration. We're in our final test. In final test, we run over 50 various process recipes with different RPM speeds. So we know it's ready for plug and play installation into our customers' fabs. We call this burn-in testing. We also film a video source inspection so our customers are able to approve the tool and see that it's running great before we ship. All right, we are ramping down. It's a extra long dry 2. We're at 500 RPMs. We have slung water off of the wafers and cassette at a high RPM speed, and now we're really letting our heaters do the majority of the work. If you were to look closer at the controller, you'll also see that the anti-static module is on for each tool, as it is lit up green, and you see the little lightning bolt symbol here. Even at low RPMs, we're running nice and smooth, and our customer's going to be very happy once they get this and are able to put it into operation. So we have just over 4 minutes to go in our cycle. This is a longer recipe that our customer is using. I'm going to share some of our spare parts and service support. Before I get started with that, the way you can contact us if you have any questions about our process, if you need to buy a tool, send in a tool for service, or get some parts and repairs, view our catalog at www.scitechprocess.com. Feel free to call us. Our number is 916-797-9000. Depending on what area of the United States or international you are located, we'll get you connected with the right salesperson, and they'll help you out, whether you need to know what part you need to fix a problem, or if you have a part number and you're ready to order. Okay, about 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. It's time to talk about spare parts and service at SciTech. SciTech is able to provide 100% of the spare parts and service needed to upkeep your semi-tool spin rinser dryers. Parts that we supply include door seals, windows, door switches, pressure switches, solenoid valves, ACR valves, rotor stop positioners, tack sensors, and any part you can think of on the tool, such as heater blankets, heater cartridges, N2 filters, more. Larger components that we can supply as well as repair include rotors, which we can also rebalance, controllers that includes models 225, 325, 228, 328, PSC 101, and PSC 102. We can supply those in refurbished condition, or we can repair them for you. We can also repair and supply LC4 and LC5 amps, also known as the motor controllers. We also can provide these in new condition, which is very rare nowadays, as the original manufacturer discontinued them, and we now build them up as new. Okay, so we have 2 minutes and 10 seconds. I I've gone through all the spare parts and service, summarized what we can do. If you need anything, call us 916-797-9000, or if you have the part number and you're ready to order, send us an email at sales@sitechprocess.com, and we'll handle your RFQ from there. So tool's running nice and smooth still. 0 failures. It's a successful run so far. The bowl heater up here is in yellow because it's at temp at the moment, and this one's green as we're not quite at temp, but we're getting heat. So now that you know that SciTech is the worldwide leader in spare parts and service support for rinser dryers, I'm going to list off some of the equipment we can provide outside of the rinser dryers. Obviously, there are bread and butter. You can tell by looking at our website and our reputation, but we can supply a variety of other wafer fab equipment. This includes box washers such as HTC 8010, 8020, and 8030s, mask cleaners including K and S and Ultra T models, metrology tools such as profilometers, ellipsometers, resistivities, and more, barrel ashers and etchers, YES ovens, as well as a variety of microscopes. As you can see, SciTech is your one-stop shop for front-end fab equipment. Okay, we have 35 seconds left. Both bowls are at temp and now in a cooling state for the blanket heaters. We're still getting our N2 heat coming from the nozzles. And our anti-static is on. The tools are running smooth. Everything is good. You can see substantially less water on the window, which means that our heaters have been working. So we're going to get to 0 seconds on our controllers. At that point, it's still not safe to open the door. We need to wait for the rotor stop positioner, the pneumatic piston at the back of the head assembly, to fire the rotors into the upright position, and for the door seals to deflate as well. I'll be able to hear this happen. I'm not sure if you will. So we're braking. I just heard the rotor stop positioner fire up top, and the door seal release air, from the bottom, and there's the top door seal. So we'll start at the bottom. We have warm nitrogen purging into the bowl. We have residual droplets of water. This is good. You don't want to dry until your bowl is bone dry, as you're more prone to static buildup and getting particle once you pull the cassette out of the rinser dryer. Our wafers are dry. So successful run in the bottom head. Also, when your recipe ends, the slick device will tell you if the run's successful or not. Then you just hit acknowledge. So let's open the door here. Warm nitrogen purging into the bowl. We have residual droplets of water. And they're dry. Another successful run. We thank you for watching today's video source inspection. We encourage our customers to really take into consideration these slick devices. In addition to being the best technology, they're really cool, super user friendly, and the advantages I laid out earlier, such as nitrogen savings, anti-static monitoring, to prevent particle issues, as well as just how smart the controller, are good reasons to purchase. We thank you, and we'll see you next time.